Today with the Rockies, we're going to see how Freddie Freeman is enjoying his time with the Nationals. We'll see Derek Rodriguez make a start against the Nationals and talk about his big improvements this season. And then we have a few more prospects that I think are really interesting thinking about year 3 and the impacts that they could have. Welcome back, everybody. The Rockies are here. I know that I got to get some more episodes out. And my plan this week is to finish year 2 and do the off season. I'd like to do that Friday night. We're just wrapping up the last couple months of the season here, and the Rockies here on August 27th surpassed the win total of year 1. Although this recent month has not been great for the team and we're falling further and further down the standings, we're making a couple moves here with the roster limits expanding to 28, bringing back Jonathan Daza and Brendan Rodgers, 2 players who were on the active roster day 1 and got sent down pretty early in the season. We are not going to bring up Touki Toussaint. I think he's done a really good job this year, and the walk per 9 is up 5. I just want him to stay there, keep hopefully dominating, pitch well in the playoffs, and then at spring training next year, we'll see how much improvements he has made. And honestly, our rotation doesn't really have room for a new starter at the moment, as our 5 starters have been one of the best parts of this team in Season 2. Andrew Heaney has been a good addition, so has Yanni Chirinos, and we have Derek Rodriguez taking a big step this year. Last season, his ERA was 4.34, almost a full point better in year 2. Let's get underway. First inning here, and a grounder up the middle. Garrett Hampson playing some second base today, showing off the range in the infield. He records the out. Andrew Stevenson, a chopper, and a more routine play to Hampson. I have Hampson here in the infield because I wanted Daza to get some playing time in left. Here's Juan Soto hitting .321, 40 home runs on the season. 0-1 from Derek Rodriguez, and that one's crushed deep to center. Back it goes over the fence, and it's gone. He missed with the changeup, and you just can't afford to miss against Juan Soto, number 41 on the season. Rodriguez overall doesn't give up a lot of power, but I think everybody does against Juan Soto. Here's Freddie Freeman, of course, now with the Nationals after the Trevor Story deal the Braves made, had to save some salary, and Rodriguez strikes him out. So let's go bottom 1. Like I said, Jonathan Daza back up with the big league team, and he hit around 280 this year at AAA, and he's been really good since coming back here at the big league level. In the air, out to right field, and a routine play. He is retired. Here's Charlie Blackmon facing Patrick Corbin. Sinker misses outside. Charlie gets ahead. Been one of our better players here since the All-Star break. Trying to go the other way and beat the shift here a couple times. Just doesn't work, but a good battle here for the veteran. He'll take the first inning walk. Here's Javi Baez, and as the season has gone on, his numbers have just been more of what happened a year ago with the Cubs. He hits this one pretty hard, but right at the second baseman to end the inning. Top of the second, 0-1 to Kyle Schwarber, and he just missed the changeup that missed again from Rodriguez. It's an 0-2 count. He missed again, and the curveball is hammered to deep right field, way out of here. Schwarber, 468 feet. There's no way he thought he'd get an even better pitch after missing the changeup. Rodriguez with some critical errors here in the first 2 innings, but then a pop-up. By the way, Rodriguez usually gives up just over 1 home run per 9 innings, so this is not typical for him. Picks up a couple pop-outs at least to end the inning. After 2 solo home runs, Nationals lead. Rockies looking to answer. Brendan Rodgers, haven't seen him here in a while. A bouncer right up the middle. Those are rarely hits these days, but it sneaks through for a base hit. Here's Connor Joe, whose bat has cooled off recently, but he's supplied so many great moments. This is a fly ball to left center and an easy play. Garrett Hampson batting 7th with a .255 average. A chopper to third base, hit sharp enough to allow the Nationals to double up Hampson and end the second. When we got into this game, I kind of expected us to hit Corbin really well, but in the first couple innings, he was easily winning this matchup. Here in the third inning, facing Elias Diaz, hitting .275. Sinker misses inside, 2-2, and he gets him to chase the changeup outside. That's the second strikeout for Corbin. Let's take this top 4. Juan Soto went yard in the first. How does Rodriguez follow up that battle? Just missing inside. Soto, of course, great eye at the plate, walks a ton. Cutter up, that one's fouled back. 1-2. This one stays low, unlike the changeup earlier. Strikeout for Rodriguez. How about Freddie Freeman? Trying to get closer to 2,000 hits, and this double to right center field will certainly help out. A 1-out double for Freeman, giving a chance to Kyle Schwarber. This one's on the ground, advancing Freeman, and the second out of the inning. So it's up to Kevin Kramer trying to bring home the Nationals' third run. 0-1 count. There's a changeup. Rodriguez able to get ahead. And then the cutter nails the outside corner beautifully for strike 3. Freeman left at third. Still 2-0. Rockies just one hit to this point against Patrick Corbin. Daza's ahead of the slider. We were ahead of a lot of these pitches. That one's in the dirt. Daza strikes out. The speeds of Corbin's pitches were definitely an issue early in this game. He doesn't throw that hard to begin with, and on top of that, he really wasn't liking his fastball early on and wasn't throwing it much, so it was mostly changeups and sliders. But Baez hit him hard twice here early in the game. This one to left center. That's a 2-out extra base hit. Baez ratings this year, by the way, against lefties, +5 contact, +8 power. He's been really good against lefty pitching. Brendan Rodgers now looking to continue a 2-out rally. 0-1. Fouled off the sinker. Just can't time him up. This time it's the slider way inside, and Corbin ends the inning. Baez left at second. We'll go into the 5th. Rodriguez gave up those 2 solo homers earlier, but really settled in. A first pitch ground out here, really reaching for one low. And Rodriguez makes it through 5 with a really nice pitch count. Just 5 combined hits going bottom 5. Connor Joe, breaking ball at 69 miles per hour. Still way in front of everything. But then Corbin misses inside. Count eventually runs full. And Connor Joe's patience will get him first base. I think overall, early in this game especially, we were just way too over-aggressive trying to hit the ball hard. And Corbin took advantage of that. Hampson right center field, and that one's going to roll a long way and take its time. As Hampson flies around second, Connor Joe coming home, he scores! Easy triple for Garrett Hampson. Rockies on the board. 2 batters later, how about Derek Rodriguez? Perfect bunt, Hampson scores, and this game is tied. And Rodriguez not coming out in the 6th. Just 63 pitches here. Ooh, good 0-2. Soto not fooled. 2-2. This time he goes after the changeup, striking out for the second time. Runner on first, Freddie Freeman, 1-2. Swing and a miss. Diaz to second. Stolen base, but now 2 down, 2 big strikeouts for Rodriguez. Now it's Schwarber ahead of the 12-6 curveball. 1-2. Got him with the fastball, striking out the side in the 3rd trip through the order. Rodriguez showing why we had to keep him in the ball game. trying to put him in position for a win now. Bottom 6, Brendan Rodgers grounds this one off the glove at short. That's his second hit. Connor Joe walked earlier. The 1-2 in the dirt, and he did go around. Corbin picks up the strikeout. That slow breaking ball gave us issues all day. 2 down here. Full count to Garrett Hampson. And taking the curveball in the dirt this time. And that would be it for Patrick Corbin. A pretty good outing for him. Really wanted him to throw his fastball more, but he just refused. So that brings in Daniel Hudson, who throws a lot harder than Corbin. Was pretty happy to have Corbin out of the game. 2 on, 2 down. Diaz fouls off the fastball. Hadn't seen 98 all day. And then the slider is driven into right field, but it's an easy catch, and we are through 6, all tied at 2. With the pitch count still in his favor, Rodriguez comes out for the 7th. 2-0 grounder through the left side. And that is enough for today. Great outing, though. And we're calling in Sir Anthony Dominguez. Really wish he had a few more innings this season, but he's been really solid. His last outing that we showed here wasn't that great, and this one starts with a walk. So we had 2 on here, 1 down. Josh Bell pinch hitting. He gets jammed on the 3-2. Infield fly, 2 down. The inning comes down to Luis Garcia. He hits it in the air to left, and Daza over a few steps. No problem there. Ryan McMahon's coming off the bench, bottom 7. McMahon actually the leader in WAR out of all of our position players, and I don't know how that's ball 4, but we will take it. We just keep getting those to go our way. Daza in the air. This one has a chance to fall in, and it does. 2 base runners here in the 7th. Charlie Blackmon. First pitch on the ground, and it's a 4-6-3 double play ending the inning. On to the 8th inning now. Scott Oberg. He's put up some really good numbers this year. ERA a lot better than his FIP, so perhaps waiting on some regression soon. But it doesn't happen here as he picks up a nice strikeout in the dirt. 2 down in the 8th. Freddie Freeman 1 for 3. Fouls off the fastball, then Oberg misses inside. Right down the middle it's fouled off, and then eventually Oberg misses. And after Freeman's walk, Schwarber, he stays patient, and this turns into a really long outing for Oberg. And he walks Schwarber as well. I'm not sure why I thought he should stay in the game after that. He ends up throwing 33 pitches, walking 3 straight. So we need Darren O'Day to end this. 1.74 ERA. Righties hitting 109. Danny Jansen not going to raise that average. Lazy fly. Center field. Inning over. And this game is still tied. Tyler Thornburg in the game now for the Nationals. And he strikes out Connor Joe. Just not seeing a lot of offense in this one. Some really solid pitching overall as we take this game into the 9th inning. Darren O'Day stays in. Carter Keyboom, he looks at the fastball, and there is strike 3. The great season for O'Day continues. Cam Gallagher, driven into left field. Back goes Daza to make the catch. Actually hit pretty well. But Washington does not score in the 9th. Rockies now trying to end the game. Diaz on the ground. He's retired. 2 down for the Rockies. Nationals looking to force extras as we bring Sam Hilliard off the bench. Hitting .215 this year, and the changeup misses inside. Thornburg then misses low. Hilliard ahead 2-0. And he drives this one into right center field. Back it goes. It's got a chance, and it's out of here. A walk-off winner for Sam Hilliard. We don't need the 10th inning today. 3-2 Rockies. These are the kinds of games we really didn't win last year. A low-scoring game? We didn't have a lot of those with the starting pitching. Today, 3 runs is all it took after a great start by Deadlock Rodriguez. Sitting 2-0 there, it was just going to be a power swing. Whatever happens, happens, and Hilliard shows off that power. It was really a frustrating day trying to hit, but again, we won because of the pitching, and then the big 9th inning home run. Rockies pick up win number 55 this year, and we'll see how much more we can raise the bar going into Season 3. For us to get closer to being a playoff team, we do need our minor league players to come help out and fill some needs on the active roster. One player who's been impressive down in AAA this year is Ryan Vilade. Plus 10 contact versus lefties is really impressive. He's only hit .234 this year, but that's because he's hit lefties extremely well and righties very poorly. Really have to do better against righties. He can't hit .204. But Vilade has some good things going for him that I think can help us as early as next season. First off, he's only 21 years old, so he has plenty of time to keep developing. He also plays all infield positions, and his defense is really his best trait. So I'm looking at him maybe next year being the major league utility player. There would probably be some competition there because I'm just not sure about his bat. But also, it's no guarantee he would make the team because of how versatile a lot of our regular everyday players are. When you look at Garrett Hampson, Connor Joe, Ryan McMahon, we're easily able to shuffle around players and make it work. So that's why you've seen so little of Jose Peraza this year, who's a lot better than Ryan Vilade. So we'll see. But I think Vilade is one of our more interesting developing utility players. He does have B potential. He's going to have to hit better. If he makes it to spring next year and he doesn't hit the ball well, then he's just not going to make the team. At AAA this season, he has been a 1.7 WAR player. He has only committed 4 errors, and I'm sure he's played a lot of different positions. He is hitting .234, slugging .344, so you're not exactly getting a ton of power from him. 24 doubles and 6 home runs. If you want some power at AAA, you've got to go see Elijah Diori at catcher. I think he's like the AAA MVP this year. He is hitting .293. He's hit over 20 home runs, and he has been so consistent start to finish this year. His overall has gone up to 67, which, you know, at catcher, especially when teams guaranteed need 2, that's going to have a chance to make a team. The one issue with Diori is his potential's only a D, but I feel like the season he's put together might get him a chance to raise that potential. Don't know a lot about how that works in this game, but he's hitting .300 with power, and he's been so good. The ratings are going up regardless, so the plan is to get him on the 40-man and be the 3rd catcher for spring training next year. Now, this is not the easiest team right now to make the team and be a catcher because I think that both Dom Nunez and Elias Diaz have been really solid. They're not like elite, but they've been better on base players than most of the other players that we have, and so they've been reliable hitters. Diori isn't as good defensively. He's more of an offensive catcher. And of course, we just took a catcher, Johnny Schaffer, #1 overall in the draft. So we'll see what Diori's role is going forward. He might be an interesting prospect to look at trading, but I like to see if he can make the team next year, keep hitting for power. His power versus lefties is 74, power righties is 56. They have him in here right now as a 3.4 WAR player. He has been that good. The last player I want to talk about today is Zac Veen, who was our top prospect when this series got underway, but the development hasn't really gone as planned. He was decent last year, not great, and this year he just wasn't very good at AAA and eventually went down to AA, didn't even play well there, so I sent him to single A, and it wasn't until I had reshuffled the lineups a little bit that I had to get an outfielder from single A up to double A. So here he is again. At double A this season, he's only hit .230 in 126 at-bats. He's been a minus .6 WAR player at double A with an ISO of 0.56, which is about as low as it gets. 1 home run in those 126 at-bats. I felt like he would have a chance to make the big league team by now. At least that's what I was thinking at the start of the series. But being only 66 overall, some of his ratings have been regressing this season. There's no chance. Next year looks like a long shot as well. That's the way it goes sometimes, and we've had other players step up, and he still has that A potential, but he's not going to realize it until he starts to dominate at some level of the minor leagues. He's probably starting next year at double A until he can build back up to being good at triple A again. So as we end today's episode, the Rockies are now 59-76. We are 14.5 games out of the wild cards, so it's a step up from last season, but still a long way to go if we want to be a playoff contending team. There are a lot of offensive players still in cold streaks, nobody in hot streaks. Every time I sit down to do an episode here, I'm wishing this team had never let DJ LeMahieu go to New York, because he's, I think, the player that this team needs right now. Just someone who can hit 280 that you're not worried about. We don't have a single player doing that. And 280 isn't even good by his standards. But you know what? At the start, it looked like the pitching was the most impossible challenge that we had as a team, and we have accomplished a lot this year with the rotation, the bullpen. There's some potential in the minor leagues as well. Maybe we'll get a Touki Toussaint start before we're done here. I'd like to get up another episode or two before Friday, just finish this season out, and then get on to year 3. Not a ton of action left, but I'm going to be back tomorrow with more of the Rockies franchise, back-to-back episodes, and I'm looking forward to that. Any more players you want to see featured down below? Let me know in the comments. Thank you all for watching today's video. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Colorado will be back soon as the Rockies franchise continues. Have a great day.